The Chargers have reportedly shown interest in Bill Belichick, the biggest name on the market right now. Patriots are expected to fire him after this season, and he is widely regarded as the best head coach of all time. So this should be an easy decision. The Chargers should hire him instantly, pair him with Justin Herbert, and just pile up the wins. But I am not completely sold on this idea. I don't hate it. I just have some concerns. So make sure to like and subscribe if you do enjoy this content, bro. It helps me out so much. And now, let me explain. So there was a time that Bill Belichick was actually not the Patriots head coach. It was when he was the Browns head coach for 5 seasons, and he only had a winning record one time before the Patriots. Then in 2000, he became the Patriots head coach in Tom Brady's rookie year, and they went 5-11. But then the next year, Tom Brady became the starter, and they found success immediately. We all know this. They had that huge stretch until 2019 of just pure dominance, where they ultimately won 6 Super Bowls. I mean, as a kid, bro, this was the best team of all time in my eyes because they just kept winning. They felt like robots. It always felt like imminent that they would go and win, and Tom Brady would have a last-second drive to go and win the game. But there was one year in there where the Patriots quarterback was Matt Cassel, and they finished 11-5, but they missed the playoffs, which is crazy to say nowadays. But that was the 2008 season, and fun fact, Kevin O'Connell, the Vikings head coach, was the backup quarterback to Matt Cassel on that team. So that shows that Bill Belichick can win without Tom Brady. And in my opinion, what makes it even more remarkable is that they didn't even have a single 100-yard rusher or receiver on that team at any point during the whole season, and they played with a backup quarterback, but that offense was still putting up tons of points, man. They were 8th best in the NFL, and they put up over 41 points 4 different times. That is absurd. Now, Bill Belichick has not had that same kind of success without Tom Brady since 2020, though. And now in 2023, that Patriots offense is the worst in the NFL, and their defense also has been consistently a top 10 unit every single year. And I mean, that's an understatement because that defense is the heart of that team. And now they're just middle of the pack. And even the players have said that they just aren't a very good team defensively. His coaching record is 332 and 176, which makes him the second most winning coach of all time behind Don Shula. But without Tom Brady, he's 84 and 104. And Tom Brady without Bill is 37 and 20. And then he obviously won that Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. So you could look at this and easily just say, okay, the success was Tom Brady because the wins followed him and they didn't continue in New England when he left. But I think that's only partially true. I think the pairing of them was just the perfect match because Tom Brady is such a hard worker, an offensive mastermind that players want to go out and play for, while Bill Belichick is a no-nonsense defensive genius that schemes up a different defense every single week depending on the offense that he's going against, because he tries to take away the offensive playmakers that he's going up against rather than just him himself having a scheme that he is so married to. Brandon Staley, not like Brandon Staley at all. Sorry for that outburst, but listen, Tom Brady's record without Bill Belichick is still worse than it was with him. And he even finished his career with a losing season in Tampa Bay, something that he's never done in New England. But this season, the Patriots have dropped off of a cliff. And I think the reason for that is a bunch of different things compounding into the mess that it is right now. And a big part of that is the way that they've drafted. Now, Bill Belichick is not just the head coach of this team. He is also the general manager. And if he goes to the Chargers, he would be in the same role. Bill has point blank just drafted terribly for these past few years, and it's actually impressive how bad it is because some of these drafts have like 0 hits, and if you play the odds, then you're going to get lucky at some point, and some of these guys that you draft are going to be pretty good players, but it's actually crazy how unsuccessful they have been consistently. I mean, these are just a few of his picks, man. Sony Michel in the first round, N'Keal Harry in the first, Mac Jones in the first round, Tyquan Thornton in the second, Jawan Williams in the second. I mean, he has hit on some guys, kind of, like Ramondre Stevenson was a pretty good running back. Kyle Duggar, the safety, looks pretty good, but the impact of those good picks is just so much less when they are surrounded by first and second round busts and other guys in the late rounds that are not even on the team. Bill is especially terrible at drafting wide receivers. He has never been able to draft a good wide receiver, and the offensive players that he drafts seem to be worse than the defensive guys, so I will give him credit on that. He sees defensive talent more accurately when he is scouting offensive players. Now, another red flag for me is that coaching tree, okay? Very few people have had success from his coaching staff once they leave New England. I mean, Nick Saban, the Alabama head coach, obviously, he is the best coach from Bill Belichick. And then also you look at Mike Vrabel, the Titans head coach. He's doing fine right now. Probably not going to last another few years. But Brian Flores was the Dolphins head coach for a while. A little bit of drama there into why he left, but I actually thought he deserved a few more years, and I think he should be a head coach again soon. But you look at some other guys. Josh McDaniels, man, he was historically bad like everywhere he went, and I loved his time with the Raiders, but that's speaking as a Chargers fan. Matt Patricia, who players did not like at all, and he just wasn't a good head coach. Bill O'Brien, Texans fans hated that dude so much. Romeo Crennel, remember when he was the Chiefs coach? Eric Mangini from the Browns head coach. And then Joe Judge, who was the Giants head coach. He made that team like the worst in the NFL. The list goes a lot longer than that, but you get my point, okay? Very few coaches have had success outside of Bill Belichick, and I think it's because he keeps his cards close to his chest, and also, like I said, he changes things on defense week to week depending on who he is playing. So you're never going to be able to extrapolate his mind into someone else from his coaching staff. It's all just up here in Bill's head. But when you put all three of these things together, the little to no success without Tom Brady, the poor drafting, and then the bad coaches that are coming out of his coaching tree, a lot of things point to him not being able to replicate that success somewhere else. I mean, the Patriots gave Bill total control, and Bill gave Tom Brady a lot of control over that offense. So I think that the Patriots dynasty, it was just a perfect situation where Tom Brady could carry the load on offense and Bill would just manage that defense. And I mean, he did a lot more than manage that defense, bro. He did extremely well for a long time. But now you might be wondering, why not pair Herbert with Bill Belichick then and replicate that perfect situation in New England? Well, the drafting concerns me still, and also he is so old, and this season they just dropped off of a cliff, man. They have 3 wins, and it's been so bad that there are concerns now of whether his style of football and style of drafting specifically can still be successful in the NFL. And if it can, and the Patriots believe in him and believe that it can, then why would they let him go? They would only let him go if they don't believe that Bill Belichick can still succeed as a head coach in the NFL. So if the Patriots gave Bill total control over their team for like 2 decades, and then all of a sudden they want to go in a different direction, to me, from an outside point of view, if I'm the Chargers, that concerns me. Because why would you let go of a head coach who has done so much for you and you still believe that they can have success? He would only be on the market if the Patriots don't believe in him anymore. And if they don't, then I don't think the Chargers should. And on top of that, Bill Belichick is so old that how long is he actually going to be the head coach of this team? Is he going to last longer than Justin Herbert will? I mean, so those are all of my concerns about Bill Belichick. I still think that, it's worth an interview. It's worth a shot. I just don't know. I'm concerned, man. And if you want to see my number 1 head coaching option, it's right here, bro. Jim Harbaugh is the man. He's going to take us to the promised land.